Welcome to Real Estate Grad School. We coach experienced real estate agents to create and build the habits and systems that rapidly increase your income, build your team, and allow you a much greater peace of mind. I'm Rich Levin. I've been coaching experienced real estate agents for over 20 years to exceptional success. Come and learn. We're looking at the magic that happens when you combine three things. The magic when you combine the reason you want to succeed with your goals and with your lead generation. I'll repeat those. The magic that happens when you combine three things: the reason you want to succeed, your goals, and your lead generation. And that's going to be the trigger to much greater success for those who still struggle with motivation. And also it deepens the motivation for those who are truly eager to succeed. So enjoy the buzz that comes from inciting your motivation. To be successful in real estate, you must know and you must discover. If you don't know already, you must discover the reasons you want to be successful. Why do you want to be successful in real estate? Some people are naturally driven to success. Most people are not naturally driven to success. Most people have to work on their motivation and keep working to stimulate their motivation until it kicks in, or continuously forever. Most people need to be aware to discover what the important thing is that they desire. Most people need to be aware. They need to discover that important thing that they desire, that their success in real estate will provide for them. In other words, it's not automatic. You've got to raise your consciousness about it. You've got to look for it. What is it that is going to, what's the reason, what's the trigger that you want to be successful in real estate? On a live call the other day, we were talking about this, and one of you said it was a Ferrari. This is a successful agent. That's his fingers. He's a very successful agent, and he put this up on his wall for a while. It's a Ferrari 458 Spider. He said he never bought the Ferrari, but he did buy a beautiful Land Rover or something that he really wanted. This is a vision board of Kelly Bradeen, who you all know. Kelly Bradeen works with me coaching, and she typically makes one of these every year. She and her partner, Ray, her daughter, make one of these every year. And you can take a look at it for a moment. It's full of things, full of pictures. They take time collecting pictures of the things they want for the upcoming year for themselves. This is 1 year, and then this is actually another year, a different board. She does one each year. This is how the first agent and Kelly keeps themselves motivated and stimulated. Now, was my first year in business. Nope, it was about a year, or just over a year and a half in business. Something triggered my motivation, and it was this. That's Yoni. It's my first son. He was born, within a year of when I got into business. Chav and I decided to have our first baby, and it lit me up. And when the baby was born, and it was a motivation for a long time, and now my motivation has shifted over to this. And those 5 children, that's my son Noah, Zahava Leah, Moshe Chaim, Rivka Bela on the bottom, Yaakov Simcha being held. These are all Israeli names. That's why they sound un-American. And Adina Rachel on the right. Each one of them have a biblical name. Leah and Moshe and Moses and Rivka and Yaakov and Rachel. So this now is the reason I keep working, because I want to just keep setting a good example for them and providing for them, etc. So we all need those triggers for our motivation. Once you're aware, or once you've discovered what that important thing is for you, then you need to quantify it, to calculate the measurable goal that will obtain it for you, and by when. So what does that mean you need to earn in the next 12 months to feel good about your progress? And then You use your goals that motivate on your success charts to determine how many new client appointments are required for that. And then you choose your method of lead generating to achieve your goal. That's the path to your success, step by step. Let me review it. And I'll review it by saying, every day you want to remind yourself of the important thing that your success in real estate will do for you personally. Every day you want to have some reminder, picture, a vision board, could be just in your mind, but some reminder. And you want to remind yourself of it every day, part of your morning routine, part of sitting down in your office. Remind yourself every day of that important thing that your success in real estate will do for you. Now, if you're not sure what that is, just keep working on discovering it, because it's necessary. And then remind yourself of your weekly appointment goal and where you stand for the week. So today's Tuesday. And if you think of yourself on a Monday through Sunday week, you know how many appointments you need for the week, and you know what you've got, you've already had, what you've got scheduled, and leads to follow up on, keeping that conscious in your mind. What is that important thing that triggers your motivation, and how many appointments each week do you need to get it? And as I've said many times, it's not very many appointments, 1 or 2. One more thing, remind yourself of your sales volume goal and where you stand in relationship for the month. This is really not even the beginning of September anymore. We're really almost mid-September. Today's the 12th. And so what's your goal for the month, and where do you stand, and where the rest of will come from? As a reminder, every day, think about what's important to you. What's your trigger for motivation? Do you have the appointments this week that you need? And as you remind yourself of that trigger, you're just, it like stirs you inside. And maybe you can feel it already. I can feel it. Stirs you inside to go for that thing. And you do that daily, and you will be naturally, organically motivated to generate your leads. Now, some of you may have debt that you want to get rid of. And that's that's right now being your motivation. But when that debt gets paid, now you need something else to replace it to motivate you. Some of you may want to buy a new car, buy a new house, get a divorce, whatever it is, that's the trigger. But you want to be sure that you're aware, that you know that that's your trigger, so that when that thing is satisfied, you're able to continue to move yourself forward and keep yourself motivated if you want to keep motivated to sell real estate. And then that leads to you generating leads. So as a reminder from yesterday's Unbreakable Rules of Lead Generation, and that is consistent lead generation is necessary. And consistent lead generation does not necessarily mean phone prospecting. It could be marketing, could be a lot of different things. I'll show you on the next slide. But consistent lead generation is necessary for you to achieve what you want from this business. You have no hope. I always talk about hope and success and positive, but you have no hope of consistent lead generation, therefore no hope of that consistent success with confidence unless you keep yourself motivated. And to keep yourself motivated, you need to find that thing that drives you and then reduce it down to your goals. You have to have goals that work, goals that motivate you. And the specific measurable goal that works best for you, once you know why you want to succeed in real estate, is the number of appointments per week. And your success requires a very small number of new client appointments per week in order for you to achieve success that you may have never achieved before. So yesterday I introduced these 8 categories of lead generation. And beginning tomorrow, we'll start to get into, briefly, we can get into depth if you want. Just send me an email, say, Rich, get into this one more deeply. Tell me more about this one. I'm happy to do that. But if you don't do that, then we're going to get into these a little briefly. We're going to talk about direct prospecting. That'd be phones and doors and for sale by owners and expireds and cold calls. And it's directly soliciting business. And offline marketing, that's direct mail, it's sphere of influence postcards, it is your It's anything you do that's not online to promote yourself, any places you advertise, any promotions that you do. Whoop. And then there's sphere prospecting. Again, that's offline prospecting, but there's client parties and there's personal notes and there is mailings you send to them and contacts you have with them, etc. And then there's networking, formal networking, networking groups, and informal networking, hanging out, going to organizations and causes and meetings that you like, places you like, and just meeting people. Sort of, I call it networking by wandering around. And then you have farming, another type of offline prospecting where you really get to know, somebody said to me, Rich, why are you telling me I have to go look at every house that comes up for sale on my farm? Why is that important? And I said, because if you go to a for sale by owner and expired on your farm, if you go on a listing presentation in your farm, and they start talking to you about the house across the street or the house on the next street, and you've never even seen it, you probably will feel embarrassed because you're holding yourself out to be a neighborhood expert and you don't go to see the houses for sale. So that's just basic. But there's some things we teach in farming that are very effective, but that's another form of your lead generation. Online marketing, whether it's social media marketing or Google ads or social media ads. And then there's specialties, corporate business, relocation business, builder business, bank business, real estate owned, REO business, foreclosure business. There's other specialties that you can develop in real estate for your lead generation. And then one-off things like property need letters when you have a buyer who needs something, but you can't find it. Open houses that, they do some branding, some name recognition, but more than anything, it's just a one-off. You hold the open to see if you can get leads. Or just random mail, just sold, just listed. That's a campaign, but if it's not targeted to an area, it's not really marketing. It's a one-off direct mail campaign. Or ads to generate leads. Now, there's one more thing. And that one thing is lead follow-up. Lead follow-up is the greatest weakness of most agents. Most agents lose a lot of leads every year, a lot. Either they don't follow up on them initially, or they follow up initially, but they don't follow up further, or they'll show someone houses, but then they don't follow up after that. They'll talk to somebody on the phone, but they don't follow up after that. They don't record it someplace where they'll remind themselves. It's purely lead follow-up. It's the greatest weakness, probably the greatest loss of business for most agents. Not that they don't generate the leads, they don't manage the leads that they generate. And lead follow-up means simply that once you get a lead, somebody says, my friend may be selling a house. So can I get your friend's name? Once you get a lead, no matter what its source, an internet lead, any kind of lead, no matter where it comes from, you communicate with that lead. You reach them, you reach for them until you can reach them. You reach them until you are either very sure that it's a waste of time, and it's a waste of time when it's not really. A waste of time is somebody that you've talked to, clearly what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, and they have no plans, or they're already doing it with somebody else. Or until you're in an appointment with them, until you know they're surely a waste of time, or until you have an appointment with them. And this is obviously important because if you do all the work to generate the leads, you do all the hard work to get the leads, you want to get the most from them. So every day, remind yourself of that one important thing that really real estate success will do for you. And then open your charts if you need to. Remind yourself of your important weekly appointment goal. And where do you stand for the week? Do you have it yet? Or have you exceeded it already? And one more thing, remind yourself of your sales dollar volume goal, where you stand for the month and where the rest of that may come from. And when you do that daily, it will motivate, it will stimulate, it will incite your natural motivation And over time, that natural motivation truly becomes organic and natural, a part of you. And you can do it. It's literally a 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to absolutely incite your motivation and become the foundation for you exceeding your goals year after year, regardless of what's happening in the market. Just click on the link below. I'd look forward to speaking with you.